Inflation cooled more than economists expected in February. The consumer price index rose 2.8% from a year earlier. That's still higher than where the Federal Reserve would like it to be, which is around 2%. Grocery prices and the cost of eggs in particular were on the rise. Kelly O'Grady joins us now. Kelly, how should we interpret this inflation data?
So look, Major, this was a generally good report. Remember, we had 4 months of the consumer price index and that overall inflation number ticking up. We got to 3%. So we got a little bit of relief. It still means that prices are rising, just at a slower rate. Now, looking at where we saw some of that pullback, airfare prices were down 4% on the month. Might be because those airlines are seeing slower demand and they're adjusting prices accordingly. We also saw some of the food categories go down. Bacon was a big one, though, of course, eggs. Can't have bacon without eggs. That was on the rise. And then gasoline prices went down 1%. So that's sort of good news for folks who might be driving a little bit more. But I think directionally, we're getting closer to that 2% Federal Reserve target versus further away. But the thing that I want to underscore is this is still a wait and see, because this report did not include most of that tariff impact that we are going to see in the months ahead. So that could really change the picture over the next few months.
And there really are two stories here, Kelly, because the markets responded favorably, at least initially this morning, to this inflation data. Then, as Canada and the EU made its announcements, the markets sagged a bit. And they sort of finished. The Dow was down just a tick. The other two, S&P and NASDAQ, up a little bit. Still a tremendous amount of market uncertainty.
That's right. I think any other normal day or week, not in the tariff environment, you would have seen a much bigger bounce from this inflation report, seeing you go closer to 2% after months of seeing it tick back up. But we are in a very uncertain environment, and I've been talking to a number of businesses, and they're saying there's a bit of paralysis on investing, hiring, laying off. They just don't know what to do, and investors know that, and they see that, and there's also just a lot of uncertainty. The NASDAQ, though, you mentioned, that was up. That was really driven by some of the big tech names, because NVIDIA, Meta, AMD, one of the chip makers, they had lost a lot. They had great earnings this season, and a lot of investors said, hey, this is a time to pick these up at a lower valuation. So that's why you saw the NASDAQ bounce.
There's always some bargain hunting going on. Kelly O'Grady, thank you very much. Appreciate it.